Sometimes half the battle is people have some shitty, negative, unattractive attitudes. They're a crap magnet. Everything is shitty. Everything is complaining. Everything is somebody else's fault. Nobody is turned on by somebody that constantly blames somebody else. Nobody.
Everything around us that we call life was made up by people that are no smarter than you. And you can build your own things. You can build your own life that other people can live in. So build a life. Don't live one, build one. Find your opportunities and always be sexy. I love you guys.
You own a pencil factory, I'm a worker in that pencil factory. But without me, and presumably many others like me, to assemble the pencils, all you would have is a pile of wood, yellow paint, graphite, rubber, and aluminum. And that is worth less than the pencil when you try and sell it. And yet, all of that value added by labor, apart from the wages that you give me, which if we're being honest, there is a major power imbalance in our ability to negotiate that.
All that putting the pencil together requires is basic use of your prefrontal cortex. Then yes, your labor is alienable at lower rates than if you are a doctor. Money only has value because it was traded for labor at one point or the products of labor. So if I take my money and I buy machinery, I have invested my labor in doing that because I didn't get the money from nowhere. The owner of the factory carries the risk, therefore he gets the benefit. If you incur risk, then you're the one who pays the downside. The worker does not pay the downside. Who do you think put more in? The guy who spent millions of dollars buying all the machinery, leasing the place, or you standing outside because you can stick a piece of graphite into a piece of wood?
Successful people in the world, healthy, wealthy, or wise, choose education over entertainment. And the most unsuccessful people in the world, unhealthy, unwealthy, or unwise, choose entertainment over education.
Worrying is like paying a debt you don't owe. This quote from Mark Twain reminds us that we are far more fearful of the things that may happen than we have things to be fearful of.
I play these very strange games with myself when I'm at the gym. When I'm working out, I always do one extra rep, one extra set, because it's a promise I kept to myself. And here's the biggest thing. It's a pattern. It's a pattern I keep of me. I always do a little extra. I always go the extra inch. And the quickest and easiest place to do it is the gym. Because I can always grab one more weight, one more set. And here's what it does. It shifts your identity.
My dad always said, son, you get so many movie awards in the world. When are you get one of these? Then I just look at my dad, ha ha ha. Dad, I only make comedy action movies. Many years later, I come to Hollywood, meeting with some big studio director, Stallone's house. That was 23 years ago. I see these little things in his house. I touched it, I kissed it, I smelled it. I believe still have my fingerprints in. They keep it. Then I thought to myself, I really want one. After 56 years film industry, making more than 200 films, I break so many bones. Finally, this is mine.
What you have to understand is the person that wins the game is the person who gives the most value. I know so many fitness models who are fucking skint because they assume that being good looking is suddenly going to make them lots of money. It doesn't. I work with a lot of female influencers and they are struggling because 95% of their following is male. And this is the problem because the content that they're putting out there is the wrong kind of content. It's the content that got them the follows. It's the content that got them the likes. But I get them to think about what they want to do. Do they want likes and follows, or do they want to change people's lives? And I get them to think about this. It's incredibly important because what's going to happen with a lot of influencers I work with is they're going to put out valuable content and it's not going to get the views and likes they used to get. Instead of getting 10,000 likes, it gets 500. But it's 500 likes from people who actually need their help, who actually value it. It's not about likes, it's about people in the comments that are reaching out to say, thanks, I needed that today. It's not about you, it's about what you can do. And this is so important for people to understand.
This is not the economy. This is the economy. Be careful, guys. The economy is not a casino. Wealth is built by adding value to the market. The greater fool theory is real.
Meaningful work and meaningful relationships through radical truth and radical transparency. So meaningful work means Like we're in a mission together, we're excited about what we do, we want to do it excellently, that's meaningful work. Meaningful relationships are these relationships in where there's the honesty. Radical truth means that knowing what is true, to be able to deal with reality, whether you like the reality or not, and radical transparency means you get to see everything. That's very powerful.